It is a cruise insurance hassle, and an emotional one at that. A Sun City Center man had to cancel a cruise when his wife became ill. She later died. He has trip insurance, but he ran into a roadblock getting his money back. That's when he knew he'd better call Behnken. Investigator Call Behnken joining us now to talk a little bit more about it.
Keith, this man, he's grieving, and he doesn't need to be dealing with this. And as you mentioned, he has insurance, and it should cover this. But it's been 5 months.
Henry Hosman went on so many cruises with his wife, Karen, he lost count.
We flew over to Venice and then took a cruise in the Mediterranean for 32 days. And
they had to cancel their last cruise to the Caribbean after Karen suddenly became ill. She died in May, and Henry's quest to cash in on their trip insurance for $4 grand turned into a nightmare.
I was bounced from one person to the next person. Every time you talked to somebody, they didn't know anything about it. You had to start all over again.
The cruise was for Celebrity Cruises, but Henry ran into trouble with April Travel Protection, based in Miami. He sent in documents over and over to process his claim, but tells me it was never enough.
It's one of these things, unless you have a road map, you can't find your way from A to B.
The stress became too much. He called me to take over. On the way to Henry's home in Sun City Center, I called April Travel.
He's exhausted all of his options, and he's not sure what to do from here.
I was told some documentation is still needed to reimburse for bus travel, but the bulk of the trip, more than $3,800, was approved. In fact, the representative promised me the check is in the mail.
But you can assure me that he is going to get this check.
Henry complains of a lack of communication, but boy, that turned around quickly. After my call, insurance representatives were calling him.
Hello?
To give the assurance he needed to hear.
Henry says when he gets that check, his first call will be to me. And, of course, we'll pass that along.
Well, I'm glad that worked out. Very sad all the way around, but at least he's getting his money back. Is there anything he could have done differently?
Well, you know, he said he learned a big lesson. He and his wife, they always bought insurance every single time they went on a cruise. But he says he wishes that he had a checklist of all of those things so that he needed to do if he ever needed to file for it.
Yeah.
And he said he didn't know, and you heard him say he needed like a roadmap to figure out how to deal with all that. So, you know, if you do get the insurance, make sure you ask those questions before you go on the cruise.
Yeah, we can learn from him.
Yeah,
all right, thank
right.
you, Shannon. And if you have a problem that needs solving, you better call Behnken. The telephone number 1-855-BEHNKEN.